I'm 23 years old. I was raped in January last year.
I was 9. I was 22 years old.
It was my father.
The first time it happened, I was 8 years old, and it was my uncle. I had no idea what he was doing, and I didn't even know what was going on.
The time it started is when I was 12 years, and it lasted for 5 years. I went reporting the cases, told everyone about it. No one would believe me. My mother blamed me about it. Told me I was the instigator, I was the one who caused it.
It was my boyfriend at the time, and we were going through some issues, so I went to his house, and he forced me into the bedroom and forced me to have sex with him.
Guy, through a friend, a girlfriend, met at her place.
I met this guy from my to an introduction by my ex.
He lured my guardian out by saying it was God's will, and he was just basically someone who was hiding behind scripture to, carry out his fantasies on women, because there are at least 2 more women I know who underwent the same thing.
He pinned me down. I was trying to pull away. He barricaded my shoulders. It was on top of my bed. And he kept saying, you want me in your life, but you don't want to sacrifice. He kept going. He was even using saliva.
The second time it happened was in 2017. I went for a house party, and they took advantage of me. They waited for me fast to sleep, and what woke me up was the owner of the house penetrating me. When I woke up, his friend was next to me, I
was home alone, and the perpetrator invaded me in my home and raped me. I don't know exactly what time it took place. It was dark, and it was in the morning, around between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.
He kept insisting he wants to see my place. He kept saying he's mature, he's a nice person, not all guys are the same. He kept saying, he's there to help me.
I blocked it for a couple of years because I didn't want to believe, you can be raped by your own partner. So I blocked it. And then this year, when I started working with survivors, is when I realized I also had to deal with my own trauma and call a spade, and come to terms with the fact that rape also happens in intimate partner relationships. I was safe. I knew I was safe because he's my friend. It's not the first time that I was hanging out with him. I knew I was safe. He then went, he undid my belt and unzipped my pants. He removed my pants. At that point, I knew what his intentions were, but I was weak. I had never felt that way before. I was weak, super exhausted. I tried fighting him off. I tried telling him to leave me alone, but he kept on shouting at me. He kept on chanting unprintables. He kept on telling me that I am disturbing him. I needed to give him 20 minutes. He'll be done. He'll give me money to buy P2 in the morning. It was just crazy. I was weak. I could not even shout. I tried. I really tried. I was on my periods. He removed my tampon.
Decided to charge my phone so I can call a cab and go home. But he locks the door behind him and took advantage of me. The next day I woke up and felt so disgusted with myself. I literally blamed myself because I was drunk. I knew what had happened to me, but I was embarrassed.
Stopping when he actually cut me with a bottle. And that's when I finally had physical proof. People actually believed me at that point. I was the laughing stock in school. I was the laughing stock at home. I hated myself. I tried to kill myself 1,000,001 times. But I didn't want to give him that power. So for me, it was more like a victory.
And each time I told someone I was expecting, they would suggest, why not just terminate the pregnancy? But I couldn't. Not that I am some judgmental person who doesn't understand why people do it, but I just couldn't make that decision personally, and I think it was the best decision I've ever made in my life, because now I have this beautiful son who brings me joy every day, and not once do I look at him and remember that I was raped. Not once. But I remember that I have to raise a boy that makes such a difference in this world.